Do you blame yourself for not being a better parent, understanding and coping with parental guilt? Dear parents, stop blaming yourselves. Hello, dear listeners, especially the moms and dads tuning in. Have you ever felt weighed down by guilt, questioning whether you're truly the best parent for your child? Do you feel torn every time you leave your child to go to work? Or when you compare yourself to other parents and quietly wish you could do what they do? If the answer is yes, then you might be experiencing a very common emotion called parental guilt. In today's talk, we're going to explore this feeling in depth. We'll uncover what it truly is and why it often arises in our parenting journey. More importantly, we'll look at how it impacts both parents and children. And finally, discover practical ways to face, ease, and move beyond this uncomfortable feeling. Let's begin. What is parental guilt? So, what exactly is the guilt we're talking about? Imagine this. It's the feeling of being torn between the sacred duty of raising your child and the other equally important aspects of life, like your career or even personal interests that help you stay balanced. One of the most common examples, especially among mothers, is the struggle to balance work and family. You might feel extremely stressed, guilty for not spending enough time playing or caring for your child, while also feeling pressured to perform well at work. It's as if you're in two places at once, yet not fully present in either. People experiencing this guilt often show similar signs. You might feel like you're doing everything half-heartedly, your body with your child but your mind still at the office. Or vice versa. You may constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, even though you're trying your best. The to-do list seems endless, but at the end of the day, you've only managed to finish a small part. You feel stretched too thin, like you need 3 heads and 6 arms to get everything done. Sadly, this guilt often robs you of the ability to enjoy precious moments with your child, as your mind is clouded with worry and self-blame. Time for yourself? That feels like a luxury. The stress, worry, and even sadness follow you constantly, making you more irritable and sensitive in relationships, from colleagues to loved ones at home. Anyone can struggle with this feeling, but certain groups of parents seem to be more vulnerable. First-time parents still trying to figure things out, single parents shouldering the load alone, or families with limited resources, such as low income, poor health, or little support from relatives. What causes parental guilt? What brings on this guilt? It stems from both internal pressures and external influences from society. Let's talk about the internal pressures first. Often, we set unrealistically high, even impossible, expectations for ourselves as parents. We want to give our children the best of everything and be the perfect parent. But the truth? Raising a child is a full-time job, and even harder than that. It demands endless patience, sacrifice, and energy. When you're trying to juggle parenting and work, it becomes an overwhelming burden. Past life experience isn't always enough to prepare us for the complex emotional and logistical challenges. It's easy to feel inadequate or that you're falling short. Then there are the external pressures. Society, through movies, books, and social media, paints idealized images of super parents, always happy, successful at work, raising obedient and talented kids. These images, though appealing, set unrealistic standards and make us feel like failures when we don't measure up. This pressure increases in workplaces that still expect employees to perform as if they have no family responsibilities, especially hard on single mothers juggling small children. Remarks and comparisons from family, friends, or even parenting experts can also unintentionally fuel our guilt. How parental guilt affects us. So what happens when guilt lingers? How does it affect us and our children? The effects can vary depending on how we respond to the guilt. But here are some common consequences. 1. Compensating with material things. Parents often try to make up for time away by buying toys, clothes, or giving money. This may temporarily ease the guilt, but it doesn't address the root issue and may create unhealthy habits for the child. 2. Feeling like a failure. When we can't manage both work and family as we hoped, or fail to meet our own or society's expectations, we may blame ourselves and feel like failures as parents. 3. Becoming too permissive. Afraid of upsetting our children or losing their affection, we might become overly lenient. We avoid setting limits or saying no, which can lead to demanding, undisciplined behavior in children. 4. Seeking reassurance from children. Sometimes, feeling insecure, we confide our guilt to our kids, hoping they'll comfort us. But this puts unnecessary emotional pressure on them. 5. Missing the moment. One of the saddest effects of guilt is that it stops us from fully enjoying time with our children. When our minds are consumed by guilt, it's hard to be fully present, listening, playing, connecting. That sacred bond between parent and child may suffer. How to cope with parental guilt. So, how do we break free from this guilt spiral and regain peace? This is the most important part. Let's explore some effective strategies. Identify negative thoughts. Start by listening to yourself. Notice automatic thoughts that make you feel guilty, like, I'm a bad mom because I have to work. Or, others are doing better than me. Once you recognize these invisible enemies, you can start tackling them. Challenge and reframe them. Don't immediately believe every negative thought. Replace them with realistic, more compassionate ones. Instead of, working means I can't play with my child, think, I'm working to provide a better life and opportunities for my child. Replace, I'm not good enough, with, I'm doing my best in this situation. Adjust your expectations. Accept that you're not a superhero. Some things won't go as planned. You'll get tired. Time and energy are limited. Lowering unrealistic expectations and acknowledging your limits isn't failure. It's an act of kindness to yourself. Remember, being good enough is already good enough. Perfection isn't required. Stay present. This is a vital skill. When you're with your child, try to set aside work worries. Really play with them. Listen. Look them in the eye. Likewise, when you're working, focus on the task. Being mentally present helps you feel more effective and less torn. Seek support. Don't carry the weight alone. Talk to trusted people, your partner, close friends, or family. Sometimes just being heard and understood can lift a huge burden. Avoid comparisons. Looking at others' lives, especially on social media, and comparing can deepen guilt and insecurity. Every family and situation is different. Instead of comparing, try connecting with parent communities who are going through similar experiences. They can offer encouragement, advice, and support. Take time for yourself. This may sound impossible when you're already busy, but it's essential. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day for something you enjoy, reading, music, walking, light exercise, or just sitting quietly and breathing, can make a difference. Occasionally, give yourself a real break for a few hours or a full day. Be as kind to yourself as you are to your child. Seek professional help if needed. If guilt, sadness, or anxiety becomes too overwhelming and interferes with daily life, and you feel stuck, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist or counselor. They have the tools and expertise to help you untangle your emotions and find balance again. Closing message. Dear listeners, being a parent is a challenging but incredibly meaningful and beautiful journey. Guilt may be an inevitable part of this path, but the key is to recognize it, understand it, and not let it control our lives. Remember, you are not alone in feeling this way, and you are doing the best you can with what you have. Treat yourself with compassion and understanding. May you always find balance, joy, and love on your amazing parenting journey.